Hello world, this is Zan playing Late Age Calum in Lucid's Dominions 5 tournament. This is going to be turn 59, and I will be revealing my Grandmaster plan from last turn on how I'm going to solve the problem of two players throne rushing and one player preparing for the most obvious gift of nature's bounty ever after he's taken the bet that every throne rush in this game will fail. So my plan is I'm going to power myself in death to summon vampires, keep site searching, make more Ivy Kings, call more Yadas, call more Naiads, get all the magic diversity I need, watch them cast Gift of Nature's Bounty. Has Wounded the Earth. This is Earthblood Deepwell. Okay, watch them cast Earthblood Deepwell, and attack Abyssia. Now, none of the battles are anything to write home about. I think I'm just hopping in there and summoning an air elemental or something. Oh, not even. I'm just casting Horde of Skeletons. I don't even care. Okay. Sometimes it fails. That's fine. Coming in with a big army on the Fortress of Inuptia. Inuptia is a citadel poised in the dead center of the Abyssian Satis lands. And in my mind, this is the key to whatever's left of their empire, if they can call it that. Whoever controls Inuptia breaks them in half, and essentially Abyssia, it's proper, and this fortress here and God's Mountain, they're completely going to be isolated if I take this citadel, which is, for the most part, undefended. Because his main army is up here in Belagor and Satis. Well, with this fortress, if I'm able to capture it, that means that Satis is going to be dead in the water and mine for the taking. Obviously, Atlantis and Midgard are going to want a piece of the pie as they fight each other. But we'll deal with that when we get there. We also are able to take Summer Edge and take, or witness Midgard, obviously taking Satala. There was no doubt that this was going to clear out this fortress. No doubt. Well, it was a gem bait at least, I guess. Alderman's casting everything. They do have the storm power. Here come the thunder strikes. Yeah. Their aim kind of sucks, but that's okay. There's so many thunder strikes, it doesn't matter. Right. So, that leads to Atlantis having lost now 2 thrones. They're completely safe. They're not going to win the game. Midgard might win the game. We'll deal with that problem when we get there, because we're taking one out of Pangea's book, and we're just going to make ourselves stronger and let them fight it out. There's this juicy throne right here that Midgard has that potentially I could take and completely stop his throne rush. Nah. I'm pretty salty at this point on how the game's been turning out and the decisions some of the players have made, so I'm just going to eat Abyssia and increase my own power. Just doing exactly what Pangea's doing. So now he's got Mother Oak, Gift of Health, Earthblood Deepwell. He's the smallest player by far, but, well, outside of Abyssia. He's the smallest player, but he's got a fort and a temple in every province, and we know what he's going to do. At this point, I'm telling Atlantis and Midgard, y'all better hurry up with your throne rushes, because Pangea is going to turn around and win the game. Otherwise, they're not taking it. So I'm just going to keep doing my own thing and eat over here. I do have an important diplomatic change that I did manage to talk about with Atlantis, where I'm letting him keep some of these provinces. We're not going to war, and I'm just going to hold on to Summer Edge. It's going to be moderately demilitarized, outside of me trying to get these stupid candles out of here, because he's going to cast Vengeful Waters again. Notice it's been dispelled. But I know he's going to cast that shit again. So in the meantime, I need to get rid of those candles. So I'm going to hold on to the Golden Throne for a bit. I'm going to try to sneak out some of these adepts if I can. I really need them. But that's most of my Grandmaster plan here on turn 59. Just go attack Abyssia and see what happens. Blood hunting is going strong. Pretty good. We have our magic variety happening. Not the biggest fan, I got more of these, but whatever. And let's move on to the next turn 60. So coming to turn 60, I'm still trying to Site search everything I couldn't. I've actually added transformation coming in. Briasai, which is my original Naiad, has turned into something mindless, which is good. Mindless is a good tag to have, I think. Dina also became something mindless that looks like a foul spawn, which means Briasai's a frog. That's good. Another dire portent from Pan. Land of Milk and Honey. There you go. There's Gift of Nature's Bounty. And here's a lot more battles as I'm trying my best to eat Abyssia in time. I could eat all of Abyssia, and that's probably the equivalent of Gift of Nature's Bounty taking like 3 provinces. Maybe 2. It's a fun spell. Yeah, none of these battles are really worth writing home about. Maybe this one. What goes on here? I have 2 of my mages. They're particularly close together. Oh, summon imps. Yeah, Airshow's not going to do jack against imps. Whoopsie. Good counter rating, though. Good counter rating. It doesn't work here, it looks like. Definitely doesn't work there. And some more Atlantean Midgard fights. Again, nothing too crazy. Oh, this is the Abyssian primary army. Moving out to the Silver Fangs. Looks to be some Sacreds. I don't even remember his bless, so let's find out what that is. Resist everything, unaging, and Blood Surge. Blood Surge is definitely a weird one, considering he has no other stats to help him actually get that first kill. The resist everything, I mean, it's fine. Abyssians are slow moving as heck. So he's got his Cap Sacreds, he's got his Axemen. Good choice on the Axemen over the Flailmen. I think I died to Crossbowmen there. He has his Pretender, who is set to retreat, so that's really unfortunate because he's not going to be a part of the main army. It looks like he's set to cast Foul Vapors, Wailing Winds, and something or another with these water gems. But Foul Vapors is the primary one. At the sight of this, I'm probably running over it very quickly with an Ivy King. Top speed. He's setting a communion with his Warlocks, which is good. But he's not... This is not a scary army anymore. This is nothing. I hope. We have some sneaky enemies around. Independence, because Misfortune is a fun skill to have. And Pallbearer has returned because it is spring. I immediately deck him out in some gear that I just have laying around. This is not an anti-horror kit at all. But as long as he's in his capital, he should be okay with this set of gear. Hopefully. The important ones being the Hell Sword, keeping him in combat so he doesn't retreat. The Spirit Helmet and the Storm Spool, paralyzing the horror that's trying to kill him. So that's great. Pallbearer's back. Neat. Yeah. Oh, look, we have... This is one of the turns where I have lines. Oh, yes. See here, my Ivy Kings are booking it to Anuptia. Looks like I was wrong, and there was an army in former Abyssia that's now moved into Silver Fangs. Thankfully, because he had that Pretender, the Great Warlock, on retreat, unless it retreated into the Green Marshes, it shouldn't be able to join the fight at Anuptia. I can't actually tell where it might have gone. So that's unfortunate. I think at this point, Midgard starts nagging me for attacking Abyssia, and I tell him, whatever, go take Greenport. You can have that. I don't care. And I think Atlantis is doing the same thing, and I tell him you can grab some of these provinces. Great Dunes, Canaan, Histria, and I don't really care about this. Now it's his turn to try and stop the Throne Rush. So there's a battle against PD at the Divested Relic. If that gets taken and held by this Atlantean army, I think we're okay. He's got another one here in Ram, whatever. It's going to move into Bogatin, which looks lightly defended. A lot of Galdermen, but not too many units. So I think that would end up in just... They've traded all these forts, but as long as I hold Summer Edge, which now, I was casting Breath of Winter on it, I'm like halfway to be casting Winter's Breath or whatever it's called on it to make it cold again. I need those walls up. And I should probably have left a lot more units in there. And I think that's what I'm starting to do, just to bump up the wall integrity. Because as long as I hold Summer Edge, Atlantis can't win. I can't stop Midgard from winning. Rather, I can stop Midgard from winning, but I don't want to, because at this point I'm pretty salty in this game, and I'm just going to eat Abyssia and mind my own business. This is ridiculous, though, and the fact that this is up, and the only person willing to even try to fight it is me. This is ridiculous. So I think it's clear that neither Abyssia or Atlantis or Midgard are going to win right now. They've prevented each other from doing it. So they both need to shake hands, and all three of us need to either dispel some of this Pangean crap or attack them yesterday. Because right now I'm making 6,700 gold, and that's with 3 capitals. I'm going to be on my way to 5 capitals. And Pangea's probably making at least 20,000 gold right now with what he's got. He's definitely got the ability to make a Centaur Sage in every fort. Maybe not a lot of units because they're production heavy, but every fort can definitely make a mage and a bunch of this crap, which these aren't the worst units either. They're just undisciplined, but these satyrs have good stats. They're 9 gold for these stats. That's a lot of magic resistance, good map move. This isn't terrible, you know? It's definitely not, like a Satyr Hoplite for sure. But they're not terrible, especially when you have these pans. I can do Army of Gold, can do whatever the hell they want. And when you have 20,000 gold a turn, you're producing 30 mages every turn. Does it really matter how good your troops are? They just need to stand in front of your mages. So that's turn 60, and the next few turns are going to be very interesting. I'll say that. We all know, it's a done deal. I'm going to be able to conquer Abyssia. There's no way with their stunted research from having been in that death war the whole game, they're going to be able to stand up. I think by now I've got Alteration 9 with Army of Gold. There's not really much the Abyssian army can do against Army of Gold. But this Pangean issue could definitely signal the end of the game if I can't get Midgard and Atlantis to work together with me to stop this Pangean crap. We'll see what ends up happening. See you next time on Turn 61.